What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ross the Boss coming at you with an all-new Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. We are continuing our conquest of not only Europe, but Africa, and we are slowly making our way into India. I would like to go ahead and try to send some traders, not only in the Ivory Coast, but in the Cape of Good Hope as well. And you know what? Surprisingly enough, we might even be able to set up another charter company here very soon. Though I do understand I could start a trade company. I'm not sure they're exactly the religion I want. They are fetishist. I would like to get Matchlock Musket, but having less fort maintenance and better defense could be quite nice. So we are going to have that. Looks like we did get Devout Catholicism, which should give you papal influence, but we are not Catholic. So I believe it will give us church power, even though it doesn't say that. And of course, my next goal entirely will be to pay off our loans, embrace colonialism, but though I don't see it expanding near us anytime soon. What would it take to get some of these provinces to begin colonialism? It should tell us. I could have swore if we had like 20 development or something like that. Truce with Sweden, Denmark, and Bavaria have all ended. We do have a variety of provinces here that may need quelling, if you know what I mean. I'm going to send these 16,000 troops down to Bifida, and I'm going to hire a new military advisor. I would like to get another master recruiter, or possibly somebody that could reduce the amount of money we're spending. I'm going to convert the Cape Coast to the one true religion of Protestantism. And you know what? I think as soon as I can, I better send some additional troops down to Malta. And we still don't have our master recruiter. This is costing us quite a bit of coin to retire these level 1 advisors. Still don't want an army organizer. And these Jalafian separatists should dismantle or quell themselves. We'll send these units into Malta. They do have a general, though not the strongest. Still don't want a quartermaster. We are going to change the religion to Protestant. And of course, I would like to add you to a trade company. Now, I'm curious. I don't think we'd have another merchant, because it wouldn't be that easy. And I guess it was that easy. We now have a merchant. We have over 50%. As soon as we have the range, we are going to transfer trade power from the Cape of Good Hope all the way to the Ivory Coast, and then all the way to Sevilla. Safi, unfortunately, is not part of, this line. I was not aware that it went through this province of Timbuktu. Now, an army organizer, we don't need land force limits. We need land maintenance reduction. Ooh. I'm going to take the ducats only because we're spending so much. Rurgu is being converted to Protestantism, converting both of these provinces to Spanish conquest, or Spanish nationality, I should say. We always seem to get the same ones. We don't need any of those. And we were able to take out these Catholic zealots, or heretics, I should say. This is exactly what we wanted, a master recruiter. He is 35, so not too old, but not too young. We'll send these troops back to Iberia. And we do have some lazy diplomats. Let's improve relations with Tlemenkin. Let's improve relations with Austria. Only 110. Is it because... Why is it so low? Heretic religion allied to rival, which I'm assuming is Burgundy. Now, I am going to declare war on France one more time, and then I am going to break our alliance with Burgundy. I'm going to possibly take Languedoc, Lyonnaise, and some of these provinces, maybe even Bourbon as well. Or, of course, I could take some provinces here along this trade node, Bordesian trade node and the English trade node. Curious to see what I'm going to do. Select mission, explore. North Atlantic, don't want that. American East Coast, don't want any of that. But you know what? Might as well send you somewhere. Gained a military engineer, which we do not need at all. Slowly but surely regaining some ducats. Toulousian separatists are quite high, but once our missionary finishes up, we should be able to put them to rest. These troops can move up to Galicia. And I think what I'm going to do is mothball some of these forts. Not all the way, but I'm going to try to save a little bit of money here. And reduce the army maintenance. Bring you up to Soria here, which is a Highlands province. Only 5 development. I'm going to try to make all of Iberia here. Once I embrace economic ideas... You know what? Defensive ideas was very useful because we were behind, and having a better military is always nice. Looks like there isn't really much we can do here. If I revoked the active missionary, we would have 4.4 unrest, and of course these units could move on in and quell this uprising. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my chances. You know what? It would be safer to take it the long way. How long does it take to convert this province? I believe 1536. That is a year from now. You know what? I don't want to. Now, what kind of province is this? This is a hills province. Where are my Galician units? We will send you up to Guyana. And we will try our best. But though, you know what? I'm gonna play it safe. I'm going to stomp out these rebels here, and then as soon as this dissipates, then I'm going to convert whatever I can. And Tolosa here is about to become our core. We're only gaining 5 administrative power every month. And I could raise additional levies and call a diet to get my loyalty back up, but I don't believe we're going to worry about that just yet. These 16,000 troops are going to have to take a little bit of attrition for now. Make this a core. Now, I understand they are taking attrition, but as soon as we can, if we bring you down to 70, we should, or maybe even 60 or 50, we should be fine to send a missionary in. Get our most expensive units out of there. So that way we don't have to rebuild any of those. Convert Rouge here, probably in about 70. Let's bring the 70 down to 50. Rebel factions. Colony of Wida here is about to be finished. And you know what? I may even begin my conquest of Oyo. They are allied with Mali. A lot of these provinces, surprisingly enough. But I don't expect to be going into any massive battles here very soon. Okay, on the 1st of February, we are going to retreat all of our forces. Send in a missionary. These 8,000 units can move here. These 12,000 can move here. And you know what? I never... I guess we stopped looking for our new advisor. Our Master of Mint did die. I would like to see if we can get a treasurer of some sort. Improving the amount of taxation we can generate. Now, all of these provinces do have high autonomy. That is because we improved it. I mean, if you look here, 94% autonomy, only gaining 0.04 ducats every single month. Still don't have a treasurer. And as soon as we can, we are going to chip away at some of these debts. We are gaining 10 ducats every month. Let's reduce our army maintenance down to about 10%. And I would like to begin possibly fabricating some claims on these provinces. Wida here has finished up. We will possibly create you into... You are not the correct religion, so we will send a missionary down. Do we have a treasurer? A natural scientist will be just fine. Now, if I declare war on Mali, Oyo will come in as well. Bonomen and Timbuktu. Not sure exactly what all of those actually are. Or I could declare war on Morocco. They are allied with Tunisia. But before I do that, I would like to finally finish up my annexation of Tlemenkin here. But of course, our overextension is one of our biggest issues. We have now unlocked the flute. I might save some of my diplomatic power, at least for the time being. How close am I to embracing colonialism? I'm not very close at all. Is there anything I can do to bring up the development here to 20? And now that we have 20, we are now starting to get some colonialism, at least in this province. Why is it stalled? And it's because we don't have any New World colonial nations, which is very, very sad. I could easily just build one here. Very easily. I'm not sure exactly where. I could put one here in Bermuda, drastically improving the amount of territory we can consume. I don't want to deal with any uprisings, so we are going to lose a little bit of income. And I do have some extra diplomatic power, though I understand we aren't up to speed. I don't want to have to spend this penalty. I do want to bring more and more provinces up to 20 development. I see we have quite a few as it is. But I guess I'll just save what we have. We have some additional explorers. Send you into the Pacific South America. And very soon I am going to start spreading along South Africa. Possibly into Oyo as well. Let's do the Cape hasn't been finished just yet. We'll start spreading into South Africa before we spread into the Ivory Coast. We do have 37% trade power, and having some of these Malian estuaries could possibly give us another, merchant, which could be quite nice. And speaking of merchants, we do have one available. Looks like he never made his way down, and I guess he won't be making his way down until we finally finish up some of these colonies. In the meantime, let's send our merchant here to the Tunisian trade node, or possibly into the Genoan trade node. Yeah, let's take 20% of this income. That's 4 ducats every month. And you know what? I think I'm going to start creating some light ships. And, having trade be boosted into the Genoan trade node, sending all of my light ships in to collect as much as we can. We have the ability here to create about 40. Once I have 852 ducats. I would really like to have 40 ships. 852 gold is what we'll need. We're gaining about 20 ducats every month. And surprisingly enough, it says we are only getting, even though... that's Genoa, that's not Castile. Alright, well that is unfortunate. Once we annex Aragon, let's do this. Let's recall this merchant, send you to Tunisia. And then we should be getting about 15% boosted all the way down through here and then back into Sevilla. Okay, how many trade ships do we have? We have 16 minus 3. I believe they are all in the Ivory Coast. Let's bring you up to 15. And I would like to get 10, 10, and 10. So let's build 30 ships as soon as we can. Delete this. Get stacks of 10. We want the correct ship. 213 ducats. That's fine. We'll have 10 produced in Galicia. We will have another 10 produced in Murcia here. And as soon as we can, we're going to send 10 of those ships down to Tunisia and 10 of these ships into Safi here. And we'll produce another 10 and move them into Sevilla when the time is right. How close are we to finally embracing colonialism? Not going to be for quite some time. We are going to select another mission to explore the Pacific South American coast, all the way up here. And as soon as the Cape of Good Hope finishes up, which won't be for quite some time, we are going to finally start making our way in towards some of these provinces. Having all of Madagascar could be quite nice as well, but I would like to have Mali and Morocco, at least for the time being. We are finally starting to gain some ducats. We are still behind on manpower. Looks like Savoy is taking over a lot of provincial trade, powers here. Let's send a diplomat over to Savoy, attempt to at least improve relations for the time being. Now, all of these provinces did bring us quite a bit of development, but because we have very high autonomy, we aren't going to see any actual income for quite some time. But at least we didn't have to waste our manpower to take out some of these uprisings. Tuluian separatists and the Castilian particularists. These 18 ships can move to Galicia. And very soon we should be able to produce another 10 trade ships here inside these provinces. Though we are going to need 213 ducats. We have 188. So possibly in the next 2 months or so, we should be fine. Possibly in April 1st. Making some cores. Investing in new ideas. I would like to get the matchlock musket, but I don't want to pay 28% more. And we are still nowhere near embracing colonialism. And in the next 12 years, the printing press should be available too, which is very odd. We are going to discover the American East Coast. Burgundy is getting quite powerful. We don't need a diplomat in Telemankin. We need to improve our relations with Austria and Burgundy. 85 and 91. So let's improve our relations with Burgundy. At least get you topped off for the next couple years. I would really like to get the treasure fleet having more global tariffs and provincial trade power modifier. I don't think we really need sailors, but having the heavy ship combat ability could be quite nice. More prestige is always nice as well. Ooh, and having global settler increase could be our best friend. As soon as we can, we will go ahead and repay another one of our loans. Oh, you know what? We never produced our 10 ships, so let's do that. 357 days. These first 10 ships have been completed. We will rename you Tunisian ships. I don't want to lose any legitimacy, so we are going to have some loyalty taken away from us, which is very bad. We will send you into the Tunisian trade node. We are going to be operating at a loss. That's very unfortunate. And our next 10 ships will be done in the next 4 days, having these 8 plus 2. We will rename you to the Sophian. Third time's the charm. Every time they would add a new ship, my cursor would be deselected. Okay, Safi, protect trade. We are going to be gaining some profit here, which is quite nice. I don't know why this isn't working. Here we are. Okay, gaining 17 ducats every single month. A lot of trade is being funneled into Sevilla. Aragon is taking 9%, while a lot of smaller countries are taking their fair share. The Ottomans have announced me as their rival. Very unfortunate. And recall my diplomat. Alright, well, I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in our next adventure.